Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Neeraj, continuing our work on the Chai Router HTMX demo application. In this session, I am going to work on the delete a post functionality. In the last session, we worked on the edit a post functionality and on the edit on the post detail page. So we added these two buttons. So one for the editing a post and second one for deleting a post. So actually we have to work on it. And also I think like we should move these two buttons from the post detail page to the article list page. So just like two icons just floating right next to the article title, and that would be more meaningful. So let's do that. And okay, so let's dive in the VS Code. So this is our article list template. So we will add the two buttons over there, one for the editing and second one for the delete one. So let's do that. So just inside this li, I think like it's better to wrap this whole stuff inside a div, because we may need to add two separate classes. And we'll start span here, and we'll make this span just float to the very right, and so that those two icons will appear as a floating icons. So button and class would be bg red, and I'm going to with 900. Let's say add some padding to 1, and let's make it to appear white, and we'll label it with the delete, so that it should appear. We should get a icon, the delete icon over there. Okay, so no problem. So we will float it to extreme right. So let's do that. And I am going to add a class here. And the class would be very simple, float right. And that way, so we will have this buttons just floating to the extreme right. So we can check it out. Okay, so I think like we should add some spacing in between these two LIs. So let's add some CSS class, and we'll add margin bottom to 3, and let's see. So okay, fine, now it looks better. And also I think like we should move the this edit icon from the detail page to the list page. So very quickly, so we will simply copy this, and we will paste it here in the, and that way, so we will have a, also we will need to adjust it, so it would be .id. So let's see. Okay, there is a, so this is having a padding of 2, so let's make it in a sync. Okay, so no problem, so it looks okay. And if we click on, so we are getting it. So we have to focus only on this delete one. So let's focus it on. And first of all, so first we will need to initiate a request. It is going to be to delete the post. So in a REST-based APIs, so we issue all those requests, and that piece of functionality feature is also available in the HTMX also. Like if we go to our documentation, so we can initiate a get, post, put, patch, and delete request. So we are going to use this is AJAX delete request. So very quickly, so we will, instead of get, so it would be AJAX delete, and the route would be our post slash dot. We will need to provide the ID, that is going to be edited, and the this would be the total route. So post slash ID slash delete, that would be total full route. And also, so HTMX provides a very beautiful stuff, so that we can, cause we are going to delete it, so it is always better to ask for a user confirmation. So usually using jQuery or plain JavaScript, we can use a confirm. So that functionality is also available in HTMX as well. And literally that is very super easy. So without writing any JavaScript, so we can have that functionality just right here. So let's say are you sure to delete this post? So, and when the user clicks on this delete button, so we should get this confirmation first. So let's check. So okay, so we are getting this message, and if we cancel it, so that API request would not happen. But otherwise, if we click on OK, so it will raise a API request. Okay, fine. So let's move on. In jQuery also, so we have been doing it that the moment user clicks on delete, so this whole row gets deleted. So that with using HTMX also, so we will do that same stuff, and once again without writing any single JavaScript. AJAX target. So we will need to define the target. So what target we are going to delete. So in this case, so we will delete this whole li from the document, from the DOM. So for that, so we will need to provide a ID, and I'll say post dot id. Okay, and our target would be in our case, our target would be this li dot id. The AJAX, we will also need to tweak a little about the AJAX swap. So instead, previously we have been doing the inner HTML. So instead of inner HTML, it would be simply delete. So that way, so the moment we get the response from the server, so this whole li would be deleted. Okay, and now we have to, let's move on to our our handler function. So in our main .go file, so I'll create another route. So that would be r.delete, because we are expecting a delete request. So it would be delete, and we will need to create a handler. So we will say delete post handler. So obviously, so we will need to create this handler. Let's work on here. So we will say function, and this would be the name of our function. So first we will need to provide the response writer, and r as a pointer to http.request. Like in the edit post handler, so we will have the access to the all the context object, and very simply we can fetch our post data from the context. So that we will create a variable here, and we will say r.context dot value, and we will just simply pass on the key. So but since we have to assert it, so we will assert it that we want it to be a type of post struct. So that is our model. Fine. So that this part is done, and now very simply, so we have to write our SQL queries. So we will say delete from our table. There is a typo, so it will raise an error. Post, and where id equals $1. Also, I think last time also we discussed that we create we need to check if error is not nil. So many times, so better we can create a function here, and let's say call it catch error, and we will provide the argument, and here inside this function, so we will check if error is not nil, then log the error. Okay, so that would be, so that way it would be very handy, and for wherever we have to check for any error, so we will very simply call the catch error function. By the way, so that would be a helper function. So let's mark it as a helper function. We have written our SQL statement, and now we have to prepare this query. We will start with the query and error equals database dot dbcon dot prepare, and we will provide our SQL statement. Fine. And here we will very simply pass on this error to catch error, and that will take care of printing the error if any. Okay, and now we will initiate our query, execute our query, and it returns some stuffs, so that we will collect it accordingly. And here we will provide the ID. So very simply, so we will say post.id. Fine. And again, so we will catch the error. And if the query gets executed, so very simply, very easily, so we can check how many rows got affected. So I'll create a variable, and also it returns the error as well, but we can suppress it, and we will say res.rows affected, and we can log.println and say rows affected, and provide this query, this variable. Because we are not returning any template, so rather we can simply write to the response writer. So we will need to provide a takes on a slice of byte, and we will say record deleted successfully. Okay, so now let's test it. So we'll refresh one more time, and for example, say let's say click on this icon, so delete. So we are getting this confirmation, cancel, nothing happens. And when we click on the OK, so our this post got deleted. And we can also check in the database as well. So hopefully this record should have been deleted. So okay, fine. So that record got deleted from the database. And when we click on our this article list, we are no longer getting that record, because reason being that has been deleted from the database. And edit also works fine, simply fine. So once again, let's say updated, and let's save. So we are getting post successfully updated, and we can check it. So fine, so it is working fine, and so we can delete it, one more record as well. So using HTMX, we are doing pretty much thing without just writing any single line of JavaScript, and this is literally so much beautiful. And also in the post detail page, I think like these two buttons, they are irrelevant. So we can remove, we can get rid of this delete from there, because these are much more useful. Okay, so I think like that's we covered pretty much all the CRUD operation upon the using child router and using HTMX template. In the next session, so definitely we have to deploy it inside a Docker container. So we will do that next. And if you have anything to say, so please do let me know. And I'll see you next. So till then, take care and happy coding.